Now before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Super Top 10s. A lot of movies about teenagers tend to delve into the darker side of being a teen, and although some of those portrayals are met with positive reactions, some are summoned by a bit of controversy or mixed responses from viewers and critics alike. Cinema is meant to be challenging, but some movies cause such a stink that they inspired complaints and protests and got themselves banned around the globe. These are 9 of the most notoriously controversial movies of all time. Where do we begin with D.W. Griffith's infamous magnum opus? It portrayed black people, many played by white actors in blackface, as violent brutes and the Ku Klux Klan as heroes, and is believed to have been responsible for a resurgence of the real KKK, as well as inciting violent attacks against people of color. The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People protested against the movie, which led to it being banned in a few places, but didn't prevent it from also becoming a runaway success in the US. Today, it is remembered as a technical masterpiece and an appalling work of racist propaganda. Stanley Kubrick, who, lest we forget, was once accused of faking the moon landing, has never shied away from controversy, but A Clockwork Orange was the jewel in his upsetting the establishment crown.
Oh? And what's so stinking about it?
The ultra-violent flick attracted the ire of censors, including the National Catholic Office for Motion Pictures, whose C rating for Condemned by the Legion of Decency meant that American Catholics were strictly forbidden from seeing the film. The movie is now considered a landmark in terms of reducing controls on violence shown in the cinema, but attempts to link A Clockwork Orange to several violent crimes, as well as threats made against Kubrick's family, led to the man himself requesting that the film be withdrawn.
Vicious. He'll do.
Critics mostly liked it, while audiences mostly hated it, with the opening weekend crowd awarding Darren Aronofsky's intense horror an F rating. The controversy mainly springs from the levels of abuse that Jennifer Lawrence's mother, aka Mother Earth, is subjected to, along with the fact that the film portrays God as kind of a not-so-good person. Other people just thought the religious allegory was a bit adolescent and heavy-handed. After a disappointing opening at the box office, Paramount decided to embrace the furor, with Aronofsky himself tweeting a poster branding the film the most controversial movie in decades, a poster which was itself pretty darn controversial. An explosive tour de force from one of our greatest filmmakers, Martin Scorsese's long-gestating Passion project shares elements with several films on our list. Sex, violence, Jesus Christ. But this reimagining of Nikos Kazantzakis' speculative novel about the Son of God's human fallibility easily ascends to the top of our countdown due to the sheer furor it inspired worldwide. Pundits denounced it. The Vatican and numerous Christians took vocal issue with the extended sequence in which Jesus imagines an alternate life for himself, undappled sex scenes included, with the prostitute Mary Magdalene. One French fundamentalist group launched Molotov cocktails into a Paris theater, injuring several patrons. And some countries banned the film's sight unseen, and still can't be shown in the Philippines or Singapore. Well, with all these scenes, it was sure to get critics' attention.
Night. And takes from me that which is consecrated to me.
Something about this sexually explicit, violent film, which explores religious themes and features national treasure Vanessa Redgrave as a hunchback abbess shouting, really got people's backs up in the 70s. The naked, fornicating nuns probably didn't help. Accusations of blasphemy meant that director Ken Russell's uncompromising historical movie was subject to cuts wherever it was released. Some of the original material was restored after film critic Mark Kermode discovered the deleted scenes. The new version has been screened, but never given a wide release.
Conjecture is useless. We need a professional witch hunter.
As a highly visible movie early in the golden age of porn, which aspired to be more than a 10-minute diversion in a seedy Times Square cinema, no one will be surprised to hear that the creators of Deep Throat were charged with obscenity. The movie was banned outright in 27 states and wasn't available in the UK until 2000. Then, there were the mob connections of producer Louis Butchie Periano, who used his mafia associates to distribute the movie. Later, star Linda Borman accused her abusive husband of forcing her to make the film. The Deep Throat controversy remains more than just a less permissive society getting hot under the collar about a little slap and tickle.
Your house is a fine little house, Jack.
Lars von Trier is basically Mr. Controversy, from the orgies to the faking of learning disabilities in The Idiot, to the genital mutilation of Antichrist, or just turning up at a press conference and making jokes about Nazis, which he did to promote his movie, Melancholia. Cannes 2018, the first time he'd been allowed to return in 7 years, kinda topped a lot though. His serial killer movie The House That Jack Built, starring Matt Dillon, featured the brutal murder and dismemberment of several women, the execution of 2 kids, and a really nasty scene involving the mutilation of a little yellow duckling. Reports suggest around 100 people walked out of the premiere. Horror legend Wes Craven's unapologetically sleazy film about two girls tortured and raped in the woods by a gang of thugs was especially controversial in the UK. Firstly, it was refused a certificate by the BBFC, preempting the moral panic around films like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and I Spit on Your Grave. In 1984, it made the infamous Video Nasties list and was banned in the UK for the next 20 years. It's still considered one of the first and most powerful of the extreme post-Vietnam horrors that changed the face of the genre forever.
You're gonna kill someone if you're not careful.
What the hell are you doing?
Shit. You guys gotta be crazy, man.
Oliver Stone's tale of a couple of mass murderers who become a media sensation, based on a script by a young man called Quentin Tarantino, has been linked to a series of terrible events. The film's release was delayed in the UK for 6 months, while the BBFC investigated reports of natural-born killers' connections to several copycat crimes. More followed, including the Columbine shootings, where the two student killers were revealed to be fans of the movie. The UK Home Entertainment release of the film was also delayed following the unrelated Dunblane killings. This brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit a like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the next two videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.